This video goes over multiplying decimals. We're going to multiply regularly, and then just basically count how many numbers are after decimal points. So in this case, 14.7 has one number after the decimal point, and 0.13 has two numbers behind the decimal point. There are two ways to do this. We can do 14.7 on top. I want to ignore the 0 because it's in the front, so it's just 0.13 on the bottom, like so. So notice I have 3 digits on top and 2 digits on the bottom. I ignored the 0 because it doesn't do anything there. Leading zeros in front of the decimal point doesn't do anything. You could also do 13 on top and 14.7 on the bottom, and I'll show you that it's really the same. Although personally, I prefer the more digits on top. If one of the numbers has more digits, I would prefer to put on top, and I'll show you why. So 7 times 3 is 21, 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 2 is 14. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Notice how my decimals are not lined up, right? For adding and subtracting, we do need to line up decimals. For multiplying, we do not. So it's okay if they're not lined up. All right, next row, add a 0, 7 times 1, 4 times 1, 1 times 1. Add it all up, 1, 11, 9, 1. And now I count, right? There's 1, 2, 3 digits behind decimals. So I always start my decimal on the right hand side and I go 1, 2, 3. So my decimal point is going to be there, 1.911. Now, if you don't care, or if you like, you can also put the 0.13 on top times 14.7 on the bottom. Notice how the decimals are not lined up. This is fine as well, except the number of rows. So I have 2 rows because I have 2 digits on the bottom here. So if I have 3 digits, I will need 3 rows, which will make the adding a little more annoying, but ultimately it's up to you. Either way works. I'm going to show it this way. 2 times 7 is 21. 1 times 7 is 7, plus 2 is 9. Next row, add a 0. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Next row, add 2 zeros. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. Add it all up. 1, 11, 8, 9, 1. With again 1, 2, 3 numbers behind decimal points. So 1, 2, 3. Notice we get the same answer. Personally, I like just having the smaller number of digits on the bottom just because I deal with less rows, right? 2 digits, 2 rows, 3 digits, 3 rows. But same answer, so your choice. All right, next one. So leading zeros, again, I don't really be in front of the decimal, doesn't matter. So really I'm counting this as 1, 2, 3 digits here. And this only has 1, 2 because I'm not counting this 0. You can if you want, but it won't change the number. So 7.02 on top, 0.05 on the bottom. Here the decimals just happen to be lined up, but again, it doesn't need to be, and I ignored the 0 here. 2 times 5 is 10. 0 times 5 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 7 times 5 is 35. Add a 0, and then everything else is 0. So add it all up. 0, 1, 5, 3. Now I count 1, 2, 3, 4 digits behind decimal points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. My decimal point will be there. All right, next up, here I have 1, 2, 3 digits, again, not counting that, versus 1, 2 digits, not counting that. So 0.072 on top. And no, I shouldn't have wrote that 0. Let me erase that. There, that's better. And 0.12 on the bottom. 2 times 2 is 4. 7 times 2 is 14. Add a 0. 2 times 1, 7 times 1. Add this all up. 4, 6, 8. Whoa, here comes the hard part. there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits behind 0. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the decimal point's here with 2 zeros in front. Very small number. All right, I think 2 more. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits versus 2 digits. So I'm going to put the 4 digits on top because it's more. Deal with less rows. And then 1.5. Oh, yay. Decimals line up, although they don't need to. 9 times 5 is 45. 5 times 5 is 25 plus the 4 is 29. 2 times 5 is 10 plus the 2 is 12. 3 times 5, 15 plus 1, 16. All right, add a 0. 9 times 1, 5 times 1, 2 times 1, 3 times 1. Add it all up. 18, 7, 8, 8, 4. Count the decimals. I have 1, 2 digits behind decimal points. So I move my decimal once, twice. 488.85. All right, last one. The soccer uniform costs $3.98 for the shirt, $4.49 for the shorts. What is the total cost of 5 uniforms? So a uniform contains both the shirt and shorts. Okay, so first I need to add them up. With adding, we do need to line up decimals. So 3.98 for the shirt, 4.49 for the shorts. Again, I'm making sure that my decimal is lined up since we're adding. 8 plus 9 is 17, and then that's 14. Add my decimal point. That's 8. So a uniform costs $8.47. And we're going to multiply this by 5 because we want 5 uniforms. 7 times 5 is 35. 4 times 5 is 20, plus the 3 is 23. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 2 is 42. And then there's 1, 2 numbers behind the decimal point. So I move it once, twice. So the 5 uniforms will cost a total of $42.35. All right, that's it.